everyone, and welcome to the 12th episode of ASCENT Talks on Friday the 13th. If that
I
sounds
know.
very good to you guys, this is Friday the 13th, and we have our 12th episode. My name is Ajit Panikar, and I am an ASCENT member for 10 years, and I lead Nova, an air conditioning company, and Pure Blue, a tech enabled startup in the air conditioning domain. And as usual, my co host for the show is Aleem. How are you doing, Aleem?
Very well, Ajit. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. I'm logging in from the city of Vapi, and it's a beautiful place here. And I've suddenly realized I'm a globetrotter because every show I'm in a different place. But yeah, my name is Aleem. I lead a company called Synapse. It's a creative agency, and we're very happy to have you on a 12th show of Ascent
That's
Talks.
right. Yeah. So Aleem, so the next episode I'm going to be introducing Aleem with the man with the cape who flies around all around town to host the Ascent Talks. All right. So some of you guys who are still wondering what Ascent is all about, well, here's a little two bits on that. Ascent is a not-for-profit expression of Harsh Mariwala, Chairman Marico Ltd, and his passion to identify high potential growth stage entrepreneurs and enable them to grow their enterprise and enrich their entrepreneurial journey. Launched in 2012, Ascent today empowers more than 850 entrepreneurs across India. Ascent is designed as a unique, powerful peer to peer platform that leverages the power of the collective through self facilitated groups called trust groups, which enables entrepreneurs to share and exchange experiences, ideas, insights, and create a healthy ecosystem to learn from each other. Today's event, which is a weekly event held every Friday at 11 a.m., we showcase Ascent members and their interesting entrepreneurial journeys. So today, Aleem, let's introduce our guest from Mumbai, back again to a member from Mumbai after going all around the country. So over to you, Aleem. Let's bring in our guest today.
Absolutely. Put your screens together for Ratul Lahiri, who is also where is Ratul? Ha,
Good
Hi, Ratul. So, Ratul,
morning. Good.
good morning. So, guys, introducing Ratul. Ratul is a passionate entrepreneur. He's created the largest network in India through Purple Ribbon, which is a chemo chain of daycare centers. He's also the co-founder of Platinum One, which got listed in the BSE SME in September 21. He's an angel investor with interest in the B2C space. And after working for 7 years in corporates in various marketing and sales roles and managing pan India assignments, shifted to entrepreneurship in 2008, started Platinum One with two other colleagues, which is into the BPO business, insurance broking, sales consulting, and trading. And the insurance arm is spread across Mumbai, Calcutta, Delhi, Lucknow, Chandigarh, Nagpur, Indore, और पूरे India हो गया यार. And then is having a sales force of 50 plus people. The BPO entity with a team size of 500 plus got listed in the SME exchange in BSC in 2021. So invest करो यार और कुछ tip विप दो हम लोग को कुछ invest करना है तो. But anyway, so Ratul, tell us about your business, the nature, scale, some clients. Tell us about the solutions to understand better. Just give us a deeper understanding about who you are, what you do.
Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. I think happy to be here. Pretty excited. I think I don't know. As I was listening to Ajit, Friday the 13th is a good day to be here. Or being the 12th man is a good one. But I think I'm taking with the stride that you guys started playing with. Well, about me, I run Platinum One for last 14 years now. That's a venture that we started. I have two other directors or partners. So 2008 we started Platinum One. That's into BPO, insurance broking, and sales consulting and training. So these are three different entities. BPO today we are one of the largest BPO in the real estate space in Mumbai. So some of the key clients that we cater to are Godrej, Lodha, Kalpataru, Keraheja. We recently signed up with Adani, and so almost all the large real estate players are our clients. We cater to their pre-sales process. So essentially, I mean, whenever I speak to my friends and say that this is what I do, say, "Acha, so all those calls जो तुम्हारे ये आते हो तुम्हारे यहाँ से आते हैं." So let me clarify, no. So what we generally do is the real estate players or the clients give us the data, which is the marketing data, which essentially whenever they do any campaign for any new project launch, so people who show interest, that data comes to us, and then our job is basically to
सारे
call
यही
them, give
बोलते
them.
हैं by the way. सारे यही बोलते हैं.
We have been told कि यही बोलना है.
It's part of the contract. Just say
Yeah,
that.
yeah. वो BPO में script दिया रहता है पहले से कि यही बोलना है. Well, so that's what we do. So we basically give the project details and drive those digital prospects to a physical walk-in at the project site. That's where our job ends. So we don't we are not into the final sales. That's taken care of by the builder sales team. But that's what largely we do in the BPO space. We have some of the other clients in other sectors like Godrej Interior, Hafley Appliances, some of the BFSI client in insurance space. But that's what in the BPO business. Sales consulting and training is another venture. So my other partner Vivek manages it completely. So there is a US based B2B sales consulting group called Rain Group. It's one of the top 10 globally in B2B sales consulting space. We are their exclusive franchisee for India. So there we basically train the sales team, mid management and senior management sales team for large corporates. Our clients are Mahindra and Mahindra, Reliance Industries, Infosys. So some of these are the notable clients that we are catering to. The insurance business is a pure B2C. So it's a very different, unique business that we do. So we are managing IOCL, BPCL petrol pumps across this number of cities that you mentioned. So I have my guys stationed in each of these petrol pumps. So a lot of time, and we sell two-wheeler insurance essentially. So very retail, very low-end ticket size. So typically, bike वाले जब petrol भरने जाते हैं, so then we sell them policies. Most of the the stats is that 70% of the bikes on the Indian road.
एक मिनट रातुल,
Yeah.
अलीम ने बोला इंट्रो, सेल्स पिच नहीं बोला उसने. उसने इंट्रो
BPO वाला ही है.
टोटल सिर्फ कंपनी का इंट्रो देने का, सेल्स पिच नहीं करने का यहाँ पे.
Okay. No. So that was it. I think वो last वाला जो sales वाला pitch था वो कट चुका मैं. तो ये
एडिट कर देंगे हम.
Good. Okay, great. So that's what I
but I think you should tell us about Purple Ribbon, and I think that's a very interesting thing that you've taken up. So a little about Purple Ribbon would be great here.
Absolutely. So I think Purple Ribbon is purely my passion now. That's my life, and which is what I'm trying to build. I started this in March 2020, 4th March to be precise, just like 16, 17 days before the lockdown happened. The objective is basically to democratize cancer care. Now, in India, cancer today is the largest disease. And as we all know that, this is a very, very expensive proposition. If any family affects with cancer, not only emotionally, there's a higher, stress on the financial side of it. So what basically, and in a country like India, where there are 700 cities and towns with more than 1 million population, the cancer care facilities are only available in 40 to 50 cities, largely in tier 1, tier 2 cities. I deal in chemotherapy. So, basically chemo, I'm not from the healthcare background and neither am I a doctor. But, what I realized is that chemo is essentially a very, relatively the easier part in terms of, administration of chemotherapy. So I'm not into prescribing of the medicine. The patient goes to a oncologist, he gets the protocol, which is basically what medicine to be taken, how it is to be taken. My work is like I have a team of nurses. They're skilled nurses, and then they're supervised by an MBBS doctor. So we do the administration of the chemotherapy. Now, if you go to any hospital, the chemo administration is essentially done by a nurse. The oncologist is not there present. He just gives the protocol or the prescription. So therefore, my thought in this is that if this is done by a nurse supervised by an MBBS doctor, it can be done in any part of the country, because the entire nation, we have there are a lot of small nursing homes available. There are doctors, nurses there. So why a simpler treatment like chemotherapy has to be concentrated in this 40-50 cities? And the other part of chemo, the challenge is that it is a recurring process. A cancer patient has to on an average go through 8 to 10 chemo cycles in a year. So, imagine, 70-80% of the cancer cases in India are from the tier 2, tier 3 cities. So they have to travel 200 to 50 kilometers for getting chemo every month. So there was a report in ET, which is like post-pandemic, 50% of the cancer patients stopped traveling and they stopped their treatment. So which is where, I'm trying to bring in a solution that chemo can happen in their nearest local town or their hometown. And so that's why my ambition or my mission is to create chemo daycare centers across the country. Essentially, in the next 5 years, I want to create 500 daycare centers across the country, primarily in tier 2, tier 3 cities, so that people would not travel just for a simpler treatment.
How
like
amazing
chemotherapy
is that?
close to their home.
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. I think it's brilliant. I mean, putting this across and making it easily accessible. But Ratul, tell me something on this Platinum one. You've been a successful um, company, a BPO, which has got listed. What is the disruptions that you're expecting out there? I mean, what are the growth opportunities that you have with technology coming in, with bots coming in, which are taking over customer services and everything? Do you really see what are the opportunities that you see in a business like Platinum One?
Yep. So great question, Ajit. I think we also have been, piloting with a lot of the new technologies like, voice AIs, etc. And there are a lot of disruptions happening in that space, right? But let me speak specific to Platinum One. So we, specialize in sales processes. Now, AI or bot essentially are creating a lot of disruption in the customer, which are like set processes. The answers are known, the bots can answer the FAQ. There are a lot of FAQs are already generated. The bots can be feeded with answer, and then they can continue the chat, right? AI will take a lot of time to build in. I think, of course, there are a lot of work happening in that space. But so therefore we specifically, and not because of the technology, last 14 years, because we are sales guys, all three of us. So we have been stick to the sales side of it because that's what our passion is, as a domain. So we most of our processes in BP are also sales process. Now we understand that when it is a sales, there, a AI or a bot is slightly a difficult proposition. So in our space, it needs to be a much more personalized, touch. Even the tonality. So we have been looking at voice AIs and realize that when you are giving a sales talk to any prospect, the modulation of the voice also matters, that how you are understanding the emotion of the client, and then you're talking to him accordingly, which a bot right now, as of now, is unable to do. Possibly over a period of time it will be able to do it. So I think there is a disruption, but slightly we are on the safer side because we are focusing on sales, and we realize that a human touch is important here. So what we are trying to do in the tech space, that on the training quality, etc., so that's where we are trying to put in the bot or the AI essentially, that to figure out that, okay, what are the keywords which is helping in closing more sales, or what are the keyword which and then we are trying to backtrack it and incorporating it on training structure for the agents.
Fabulous.
Interesting. Yeah.
And Ajit would ask you questions on tech, and since I am from healthcare, I will ask you questions on healthcare. It becomes an interesting session. But I want to know, Ratul, is when it comes to your Purple Ribbon initiative, I want to know what are the changes that you are bringing about in the cancer domain. I mean, what is it that's unique about what you're offering, and how does this revolutionize this entire space? Because it's really, really growing very fast. I mean, cancer is supposed to be one of the biggest killer that's going to happen in the future. So what kind of changes are you bringing? And I think it will interest our audience to know more about this.
So, Aleem, I think I am, as I said, my constraint is that I am not from the healthcare background, so I'm not a doctor. So, and neither I'm a techie guy that I can bring in a tech innovation into this space. I am a sales guy and into the service industry for long. I think the basic thing that I can bring in as a change is make it accessible. Okay, in a country like India, where healthcare we all know is very fragmented, and I think there's a lot which is happening at a government scale in rural healthcare space. I think what I'm trying to contribute in that space, where want to make it accessible to the masses, to bring cancer care to the doorstep of the patient. In fact, I'd like to share here, Aleem, is that I started in March 2020. So, of course, it took me a year to understand and set up a process, things like that. I've gotten some advisors from the medical oncology field, hired people from the medical side. I have got a good team of nursing, skilled nurses, etc. But what I did, interestingly, during the second lockdown, which happened during the second wave of COVID, that so my model is I tie up with small nursing homes, more like a OYO model. Okay, so I approach the small nursing homes and say that, boss, you have a 10-15 bed, half of this is always empty. So can I take 1 or 2 bed on rent, and I'll use it as a chemo daycare? But the nursing team will be mine because they're trained on chemotherapy. So that's why it's a completely asset light model. So I can go to any small city, tie up with a nursing home there, and then send a nurse there for the chemotherapy. Fortunately, in case of chemo, the only the medical device is a very portable device. It's not like a huge device which has to be fixed. So my nurse carries that device which is needed for chemotherapy. It's called an infusion pump, which is very small device. So what I'm bringing in here, so what I was going to tell you, Aleem, is that during the second wave of lockdown, when we are getting patients who are wanting to get chemo done, And we called up the nursing home. They said that, boss, we have converted to a COVID care center, okay, quarantine center. So, we have COVID patients, so you cannot do anything. So that's when I realized that there's a roadblock now. So what to do? So, and I tried figuring it out, and we realized that in places in country like Australia, and even in Hong Kong, Singapore, they do home chemotherapy. And that's when I dig deeper into it, understood the process, the SOPs, what are the the medical legal aspect of it. We started home chemotherapy during that time. We did a lot of, I think, the maximum home chemotherapies as compared to any other competitor or player that are there in the market today. And we did it successfully. So that is where I think we are trying to bring in as a change that either we take chemotherapy close to the patient's home, or inside the home.
Fabulous,
Wow.
fabulous. I think
So,
it's
so
very, very
yeah, very revolutionary. It's amazing from a BPO trying to get into the whole, I mean, or getting into that and trying to solve a very complex problem. But Ratul, every entrepreneur has a difficult time or a challenge. And I want you to actually share with us, and I want you to start with you over a daru party decided to start business. Okay, you
Yep,
worked in a professional with large multinationals, and over a couple of drinks, six friends got together to start the business. Now, when you have
correct.
six partners, I can guarantee you, you did not start off very hunky dory, and things was done, and you went on to do a listing of your company. So, tell us about the quick challenges that you actually faced in this journey of building an enterprise and coming from a professional background.
Yeah, so I think the Daru party took me to those days. So it was, yeah. So I think interestingly, it was while we were working in ICICI Prudential, all six of us, and we went to a Daru, party to celebrate some achievement of one of our colleagues. And over there, we decided that okay, kuch to apna karte hain. Because all of us, is, kuch na kuch. I think everyone has their own criteria. Yaar, increment nahi ho raha, rating barabar nahi aa rahi, so on and so forth. And then everyone then all of a sudden realized that क्या करना है life में. So everyone की मुझे restaurant बनाना है, मुझे अपना company खोलना है, somebody wants to set up his own training company. So let's see, यार एक काम करते हैं, साथ में मिलके करते हैं फिर. And the common thing that we can do is financial distribution. That's what our initial business model was when we started Platinum One. So six of us came together and started that. But I think it was hunky dory in the beginning. Things started falling apart when we are in the middle of the sea. So when you are like close to the shore, started to sail, it was like fun, sab bye bye kar rahe hain and hum log bhi khush hai. So kya acha entrepreneur ban gaye. But I think when you hit the middle of the sea, and when the big waves started hitting you, business was just picking up but not so great. We were new, all of us are first generation entrepreneurs, right? Payments are not coming in time, or we didn't knew that okay, how to manage the finances. So jitna paisa aa raha hai utna hamara capex mein ghus raha hai. So end of the day we realized ki acha business बढ़ रहा है, number of people are increasing, but there is the bank balance is not increasing. वो वहीं पे अटका हुआ है. So I think then we got into a lot of stress, and also I think the major stress happened because we started in 2008, June July 2008, and immediately after that, the recession happened, right? If you remember, Lehman Brothers, Merrill Lynch, all that crash happened at that point of time. So in fact, when we decided to quit, and we quit, we had already a large VC whom we had signed up the term sheet with. So we're very happy that we're not aware that we're gonna we had to jump with a lifeboat, life jacket onto the sea. We thought we were sailing a Titanic, so we built a big, huge ship and all. So, and unfortunately, then after 3 months, the market, the entire economy changed drastically. And the VC also backed out, saying that, boss, abhi to scenario change ho gaya. We'll not be investing in any new startup round. So, but we didn't knew, because, for us that, recession was first in our lifetime. We have never seen that. We never knew what a recession was. So we decided to sail, but we never knew that it's going to continue for 2 years. So we had a really tough time. The good part is that between six of us, we really stuck together. Okay, in those tough years of 2 years, and that's why we could sail through it, because all of us supported each other. The financially we just took out money, jisko jitna zarurat tha, without thinking kariye zyada le raha hai, kam le raha hai type. I think we stuck really together in those 2 years of tough time. But I think over a period of time, when things started falling in place and 4-5 saal ho gaye, then I think some of our colleagues or friends in the group, they started feeling कि यार बहुत time हो गया, now we need to start getting back. Um and that's when we realized that because even after 4 years or 5 years of a business, we were not having a surplus. We just still at that time we were like just managing our EMIs and the ration pani kind of a thing. So that's when things started having a bit of a tough discussions amongst us. Three of our colleagues or friends decided to step out. Ki nahi, we want to be on our own. And one out of three, one decided to go back to corporate. That no, I want. I mean, of course, we all respect that because everyone has their own personal challenges. So he has his EMIs, bacche ka fees, etc. Says I want a surety because business में we realize that we were never used to it. कि पैसा कभी कभी नहीं आ सकता और कभी भी आ सकता है. So there was no guarantee that on 31st or 1st you get an SMS that there is so much of amount credited to your account. So
Debit
that
आता है
never
हम लोग
happened.
को.
Yeah.
हम लोग
So
ऐसे
in
debit
business it is very clear. In business is very clear. अपना अपना इनकम के बारे में सोचने का नहीं, पूरा दुनिया
Exactly.
के बारे में सोचने का.
Yeah, so that's when I think the challenges started happening. That when there was no surety that paisa kab aayega nahi aayega, and that's when three of our friends stepped out. Three of us stick together. We said कि नहीं यार, मतलब this is our passion. Let's we were not so much bothered. I
But
mean, we
but
were
in
bothered.
spite of all these, but in spite of all these challenges and turn, you guys eventually went and did an SME listing, right?
Yes, we did. I think somewhere we also did a I think introspection that where are we going wrong. So in BPO, essentially it's a very capex and heavy business that कोई नया जैसे client आता है, we have to take up a new space, infra डालो, PCs डालो, उसको पूरा do up करो and पैसा आएगा 7 दिन के बाद, so whatever money we could save at the end of the year, and generally the problem is if a new client comes with 20 seat and we don't have like the existing infra is completely fill up, we can't just take an infra of 20 seats. हमें फिर 150-200 सीट का because आगे का scale up करके सोच के अपने को लेना पड़ता है. So the money goes there completely. So we realize that we are playing a wrong game. We are playing a game of scalability which is not right. We have to then focus on per seat revenue, and that's when we decided. So till then we were into a very low billing processes like insurance, mostly insurances is what we are catering to. And then we decided that we need to increase our revenue per workstation because that's our product. Per seat is our the seat is our product. So that's when we changed the entire ball game. We moved to real estate. Then we decided that okay, Bombay में और क्या हो सकता है जहाँ पे ticket size could be higher. Because अगर हम 20,000 का इंश्योरेंस बेच रहे हैं तो अपने को 20,000 मतलब 20,000 का प्रीमियम का प्रोडक्ट बेच रहे हैं तो अपने को पर सीट भी 20,000 ही मिलेगा. So then we decided कि अगर कोई 2 crore का प्रोडक्ट बेचेंगे so then possibly you can go to a 50,000-60,000 rupees of billing. So that's when we moved to focus really on real estate. We cracked that. The first account was Luda, but we did really well. And from there on, I think majority, 90% of our business and 99% of our business is word of mouth. So today we are the largest and like 60-70% of our business is real estate. So there, I think, a number of people may not have increased much, but the profitability and has gone manifold. And that's when I decided, so now we are selling smooth. So let's go to the next level and list it.
Interesting.
Fabulous, fabulous. Thank you, Ratul. Ratul, obviously you've been an Ascent member, and I want to know about your Ascent journey, about your trust group, and tell us how Ascent helps you in your day-to-day challenges and your future
Oh,
plans.
Ascent is, I think, is a super support. Is extremely super support. I think I'm gonna put in my visiting card that if you are an entrepreneur, join Ascent. Or I think not only from an Ascent, as I said that I think I have huge immense respect for Mr. Harsh Mariwala. I'm also a member of Marico Innovation Foundation because of Purple Ribbon. So I got shortlisted. Purple Ribbon is selected as part of MIF, and I'm hugely benefited. They're supporting greatly, my startup venture Purple Ribbon by getting me the right connects, mentors.
Nice.
Internally they are guiding me. So I think I have a huge support. So now coming specific to the trust group, I think fortunate enough, and I'm sure all of you would be experiencing it, is like the second family now. We make it a point that we meet every month, and if somebody is not coming to usko matlab gali deke, we ensure that he doesn't miss it. I mean, apart from the fine that is there, but we really miss if somebody miss out for some reason. But I think it's a huge benefit. There are a lot of challenges personally as well as in the business, and especially in my case, when it is a startup and everyone has their own challenges. We openly discuss it, and I think we greatly get a lot of valuable feedback because generally क्या होता है as an entrepreneur, I don't get people to discuss so much. किससे बजा के बात करूं, कौन बताएगा, and the medical field I'm not so very connected with. I think this group is extremely good. They come up with something very valuable suggestion from their own domain, which sometimes fits, gives a very out of the box idea for me. So I think that's a really blessed to be in part of Ascent, and a great help. Apart from that, I think the Ascent the management is also, so they are, as I said, then they only got me to MIF. Why don't you look at applying to? I was not even aware actually. So Archana told me that we have this MIF funda. Why don't you try that? So, and that happened. So I think
Amazing. So Aleem, our man is a full salesman. Okay. So
Totally.
we have to send this recommendation. Ki the first pitch for Ascent will come only from Ratul. भैया यही
Correct.
बात करेगा Ascent के बारे में. Hard pitch it is. This is that full BPO background coming in full blast, man.
I love that idea of visiting card pe I'm going to write Ascent. So,
Absolutely, very clear. Ascent visiting card, very clear. No, but it's amazing, Ratul. I mean, it's a fantastic journey, both from Platinum One, how you took it from like 6 friends get together to scale it up, build a company, take it to SME listing, and then the problem that you're solving right now of getting chemo at every doorstep. It's really fascinating to hear that. Completely unrelated, and we really wish that Purple Ribbon becomes really big and becomes a game changer in providing healthcare, especially in cancer. They say it's almost every 4 or 5 Indians will get impacted with cancer. So I
no,
guess
it's not that
that
bad.
is
I think but it says 1 in 10 will get cancer.
one in
Uh,
10, 1 in 10.
but
Yeah,
we
that's
will
still a
see. I
lot of
think
people.
it's a lot of. I mean,
Yeah,
today,
so
if I talk to anybody, somebody or other, we know somebody who has a cancer. Knows somebody
true.
in the
I
family
agree
or
with
friend.
you. That's true.
if it was 1 in 4,
Anyway,
then I would have hoped that it is the fourth person in this call who's not there.
not there. So safe. 1 in 10, 1 in 10. That's right. All right, Ratul, great. So we have just about 3 minutes to wind up our show, but it's been fabulous listening to you. And
Thank you.
I can tell you from all of us that we wish Purple Ribbons becomes really big, and you achieve
Thank you
all
so
those
much.
goals that you have. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure listening to you, and thank you very much for taking time out to be with us.
Thank you. Thanks a lot
Thank
for
you,
hosting
Ratul.
me. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Awesome. So this is too good, man. So we had a super guy, a super salesman actually. He's the like
Absolutely.
full on. Platinum One also बेच रहा था. Ascent भी बेच दिया. Purple Ribbons भी बेच दिया.
हमें
That's
नहीं
it.
बेच दिया
I
बस.
mean, but too good. I mean, I love the enthusiasm and that
Very
passion
nice.
that he brings around. Yeah, it was fantastic. All right, guys. So before we wind up, we've had a few questions from people who have told us that, listen, where can I see the old episodes? All right. So we are all around there. What you can do is just get to this link. It's actually a link tree. Get this right. It's linktr.ee /Ascent Talks. Now, when you click on this link, it will take you to all the what do you say? Say it'll take you to a page like this. So when you go to this page, you will see the YouTube links, the LinkedIn's. It's on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Podcasts. It's there on Google Podcasts, wherever it is. You can search for us. Click on this link, and you can actually hear all the earlier episodes. And staying connected, you can subscribe to whichever channel you're comfortable with while you're driving to your work. You want to just hear it in your car. It's 30 minutes, all the shows. Great, interesting stories. It's a nice way to start a day at work. Keeps you inspiring from learning from someone else's story. So that's what we have today. We've had fabulous 12 sessions. Thank you so much. So there are 2 important action points that you can do today. One is you can just subscribe to the channels, as I told you, and hear us. And every Friday we'll come with a new story from an Ascent entrepreneur. And if you are growth ready and you want to be part of the Ascent cohort, then you should get to ascentfoundation.in and apply for membership. The Ascent team will get in touch with you, and they will actually evaluate you, and then they will bring you on board if you are truly growth ready. And that's it for today. We're 30 minutes up, and it was fantastic hosting this. And we will see you next Friday at 11 a.m. with another interesting entrepreneur story. What do you say, Aleem?
Absolutely. And I don't know whether you notice every time at the end of the show, I get a call. So it is Netflix, it is Spotify. I don't know why you guys don't believe me. So please, please follow the show. You might just get very, very rich.
I'll tell you what. I don't want any Netflix Spotify. I only want the people from whom Ratul took the names from. He's an Adani. He's got
हाँ,
Ambani.
हाँ,
All his customers. मेरे को phone वहां से चाहिए भैया. That's what I want. That's it. Period.
so
Be with the
simple.
best. That's it. See you guys. See you next Friday
Yeah,
at 11
yeah.
o'clock.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Bye bye. See you.